We don't know what we don't know about how we're showing up and how we're impacting those around us. And that's a really important concept to hold on to today and through the rest of this series. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Managing with Mind and Heart podcast. Ethan here. So today I have a bit of a different episode to share with you. What I'm sharing with you here today is a snippet of a live workshop that I recorded with a group of leaders from a variety of different organizations several months ago. So these leaders, they attended our signature leadership development series online, and this series is called, Managing with Mind and Heart. Go figure. This online workshop series is something that we hold several times a year for any leaders from any place to sign up for. And so again, I'm going to share with you a snippet of this workshop today. And over the next several weeks and months, I'm going to continue to share more snippets of this workshop. So I hope you enjoy what you're listening to. And by the way, if you're maybe interested in signing up to attend our Managing with Mind and Heart workshop series online, would love to have you there. Go ahead and just go to our website, nashconsulting.com. And if you hover over the offerings tab, you'll see a button that says Managing with Mind and Heart Online Experience. This is always a fun time. We love holding these workshops online. Again, just leaders coming from all different walks of life, some brand new leaders, some that have been managers for many years, and they bring so much wisdom to the table, and it is always an awesome time. So hope you'll consider signing up and enjoy the episode today. Oh, and by the way, we've edited out any voices or comments from any of the participants in the workshop. So you'll just hear me talking. You're not going to hear any of the interaction or questions or group work that happens all throughout this workshop series. All right, enjoy. Let's jump into today. I like to start most of my workshops off with this model because I feel it helps frame the way for everything we're going to do through the rest of this series here. Johari's window, it is simple in concept, maybe a little bit more difficult in practice, but essentially it explains that there are 4 things that are true about each and every one of us. Okay? So I'll go through the 4 boxes and I'll use myself as an example. So the first box here, this is the public box. So these are things that I know about myself, other people know about me. I live in Seattle. As you can imagine, this box is going to get bigger or smaller depending on who I'm with. The next box here, this is what we call the private box. So these are things that I know about myself, but you don't know about me. That's why it's private. The next box here, this one's a little bit funky, a little bit weird to explain, but these are things that I don't know about myself, that I can't see about myself, but other people can't see it about me either. It's hidden to both me and other people, yet it's still true. Now, would we agree that there are things happening in our subconscious, for example, that neither ourselves or other people have recognized about us yet, but it is true? Right? People have spoken to this one kind of as the God only knows box, right? We don't know what's going on in here. It could be underlying assumptions that we have, underlying biases that we have that we're not aware of and other people haven't seen yet. It could be unrecognized traumas, right? Things like that. So the 4th box here, and the one I want us to really hone in on for a moment, this is what we call our blind spot box. These are things that I don't know about myself, that I can't see about myself, but other people can see about me. In other words, this is the way that I show up and I impact those around me that I'm not aware of. Now we can relate this to behavior styles, right? There are probably ways that we are showing up that we weren't totally aware of, or the impact we've had on others that we're not totally aware of? Now, usually when I say, hey, this is the impact we're having on people around us that we're not aware of, if you're anything like me, immediately we go to the negative. Like, oh, the negative impacts I'm having on people around me that I'm not aware of. Okay, so that's probably true because we're all human. We're all going to have a less than ideal impact at times on people around us that we're not aware of. But also, you've all probably had the experience before where you've had some sort of, outsized impact in someone's life that you weren't even aware of until much later. So that process going from, I wasn't aware I had that impact on you, to, oh, now I am aware, that's uncovering something in your blind spot. Here's the punchline with this. We don't know what we don't know about how we're showing up and how we're impacting those around us. And that's a really important concept to hold on to today, Thursday, and through the rest of this series, right? Especially as people in a management position or a leadership position, right? We don't know what we don't know about how we're showing up and impacting those around us. So that brings me to the principles here. Just to reiterate, none of us are fully aware of our growth potential in general. The other principle here is that I really do believe that to be an effective leader, to be an effective manager, heck, to be an effective parent or partner or spouse or friend, we need to be growing as a human being. And by growing as a human being, what I mean here is we are keeping an eye out for what may be in our blind spot or even in our hidden box, working to uncover that so we can make adjustments, so we can grow, right? So we can start to emphasize the good impacts, right? Double down, triple down on the good impacts, and make tweaks to the less than positive impacts we're having on those around us. But again, to be an effective manager or leader, and I'm going to use those two terms interchangeably today, you have to be growing as a human being. It's going to be really hard for you to hold the space for other people to grow, for other people to be working through some difficulties, right? If you're not interested in growing and developing yourself. And somebody in a management position or a leadership position, it's like, hey, look if I can't hold the space for other people to grow, this might not be the right role for me, right? That's one of my primary jobs. Additionally, if I am not open to feedback, I'm going to get defensive and it's going to cause some relationship damage and it's going to be hard to be effective as a leader. So bottom line here is that I invite you to participate in this workshop with some openness, some humility, even some curiosity, with a focus mostly on yourself, right? And what I mean by this is that there might be concepts you're hearing about today and throughout the series that you've heard before. Some of them might be new. Regardless, I invite you to just approach it with curiosity and try each thing on for yourself. See if it fits for you, right? And at the same time, be here mostly for yourself. And what I mean by that is that as we're talking about some leadership behaviors, there's probably going to be times that you're going to think, oh, I know exactly who needs to hear this stuff, right? We're probably not going to, we can't help but do a little bit of that, right? Oh, I know who needs to hear this stuff. But if we spend the whole time doing that and not thinking about how this might apply to us, we might not get a whole lot out of this, right? So be here mostly for you. All right, so again, we start with this concept because it's important to recognize that we all have opportunities for personal growth. So be here for you, practice some curiosity. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Managing with Mind and Heart podcast and listening to a little piece of our live recording of the Managing with Mind and Heart workshop. By the way, if you've ever wondered what some of our live virtual workshops are like, I hope you got a little bit of an idea for it here. Again, I encourage you to consider joining the thousands of other leaders that have participated in this workshop. And to do so, just go to our website, nashconsulting.com, and register for our next live series. All right, peace.